ing form or to infinitive. The choice between these two forms is often tested at level B2. This video, however, is not going to be about the usual basic rules that you have heard over and over again. I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to tell you about some very specific expressions and some very specific verbs that are always followed by the ing form. Are you ready for this? Let's dive in. Let's start with a small category of verbs that may really surprise you. The verbs are look forward to, be or get used to, be or get accustomed to, object to, and admit to. What all these expressions have in common is the fact that they're followed by the word to. So you would expect them to take the infinitive. You would expect to find to followed by a base form. I mean, that's a reasonable deduction to make. Or is it? Well, these verbs are really strange because they are not followed by the infinitive. These verbs treat to as a preposition, which means that they require an ing form and not a to infinitive. Il to che troviamo immediatamente dopo il verbo non è il to dell'infinito, ma è semplicemente una preposizione e, come sempre succede, se immediatamente dopo una preposizione troviamo un verbo, quel verbo dovrà essere necessariamente coniugato nella forma ing. Now let's take a quick look at a definition and at an example sentence to really help you memorize these. Our first verb is the verb look forward to, which means to feel excited or to feel eager about something that is going to happen in the future. In italiano diremmo che non vediamo l'ora che qualcosa accada. For instance, I look forward to meeting you at the event. I look forward to meeting you at the event. Qui vediamo il to inaspettatamente seguito da una forma ing. Our second verb is to get or be used to, which means to become or to be familiar or comfortable with something new over a period of time. Quindi il significato di questo verbo è abituarsi o essere abituati. For instance, it took me a while to get used to waking up early for work. It took me a while to get used to waking up early for work. Verb number 3, to be or to get accustomed to, which means to be familiar with or to adapt to something new, usually from experience. E qui notiamo che il significato di be or get used to e be or get accustomed to è lo stesso. She is accustomed to working long hours in her job. She is accustomed to working long hours in her job. È abituata. Verb number 4 is the verb object to, which means to express disapproval or opposition to something. Many people objected to building a shopping centre in the area. Many people objected to building a shopping centre in the area. Verb number 5 is to admit to. The meaning of this verb is to confess doing something, often something wrong or a bit embarrassing. He admitted to committing the crime under pressure. He admitted to committing the crime under pressure. Okay, now let's move on because I have 4 very special expressions for you which are always followed by the ing form. I think these are quite easy to remember because they all have something in common. All of these 4 phrases express a sense of futility, a sense of lack of purpose, which means that we use them when we want to say that something is useless. It's pointless because it's not going to help us achieve what we want. Here are the expressions. It's no use, it's no good, what's the use of, and there's no point in. Let's start with it's no use. It's no use means that something is ineffective or pointless to do. For instance, it's no use crying over spilt milk, classico esempio, which means that crying isn't going to change the situation in any way. Our second expression is it's no good. The meaning is the same as the previous one. It's no good asking him for help. He never answers his phone. The next expression is, what's the use of? What's the use of is a rhetorical question which expresses futility. Very often, the tone that we are using here is either skeptical or perhaps a bit reflective. What's the use of studying if I'm going to fail anyway? There's no point in is our next expression, which means that something is unnecessary or lacks a clear benefit. There's no point in arguing with her. She's already made up her mind. Key tip. After the expression, there's no point, the preposition in is optional. Why is it important to remember this? Why is it worth remembering? Because, particularly if you're preparing for Cambridge First, in use of English Part 4, your answers are limited to a minimum of 2 to a maximum of 5 words. In use of English Part 4, you're given a sentence and you are asked to write a second sentence that has the exact same meaning as the original sentence. You can use between 2 to 5 words and you must include the key word without making any changes to it. In our specific case, the key word is point. The answer to the question is, there's no point complaining. There's no point complaining without using the preposition in. If you wrote there's no point in complaining, it would exceed the 5-word limit. It would be 6 words in total. Now let's take a look at these verbs of perception: listen, hear, see, and watch. There's an interesting rule that needs to be mentioned. Let's take a look at it. Imagine you're walking through the park and you see someone up a tree. What can you say? Which of these 2 sentences would you say is correct? Number 1, I saw Tom climb a tree. Number 2, I saw Tom climbing a tree. Both of these sentences are correct. I saw Tom climb a tree and I saw Tom climbing a tree, but of course, the meaning is slightly different. In the first sentence, I saw Tom climb a tree, you're describing the whole action. When you say, I saw Tom climb a tree, this means that you saw him start climbing the tree, you saw him in the middle of climbing the tree, and you also saw him finish climbing the tree. So the focus here is on the whole action, on the entire event. In the second sentence, I saw Tom climbing a tree, you're describing just the moment that you noticed him. In this case, you saw Tom in the middle of the action, but you didn't necessarily see how the action started or how the action ended. So the focus here is on the ongoing action. Vediamo giusto 2 esempi. Number 1. I was walking past the park when I saw a boy suddenly lose control of his skateboard and crash into a bench. I saw him something right in front of me. The 2 options are, I saw him fall right in front of me and I saw him falling right in front of me. What do you think is the correct answer here? The right answer is fall. Why is it the correct answer? Well, it's because you saw the complete action. You didn't just see when he fell, you saw the whole story arc. You saw him losing control of his skateboard, you saw him crashing into a bench, and you saw him falling. Let's take a look at another example. Number 2, I was in my room doing my homework when I heard my sister in the kitchen. She had her headphones on and didn't know that I could hear her. I heard her something, a Taylor Swift song. The 2 options are, I heard her sing a Taylor Swift song and I heard her singing a Taylor Swift song. The correct answer here is singing. Why is it singing? Because you caught your sister in the middle of the song. You probably didn't hear the full song from the start to the end. You only caught a slice of the action. Now let's take a look at 3 expressions to talk about having difficulty. Have difficulty in. She has difficulty in understanding maths problems. Have trouble. She's been having trouble sleeping. Have a hard time, have a difficult time, have a tough time. She's having a hard time dealing with stress. Last but not least, 2 expressions with can't, which are always followed by the ing form. Can't help, followed by an ing verb. The meaning of this phrase is that you're unable to stop yourself from doing something, and this often reflects a really strong or involuntary reaction. Un po' come quando in italiano diciamo che non riusciamo a fare a meno di fare una determinata cosa, è più forte di noi. She can't help feeling nervous before exams. Can't stand, followed by an ing verb. This expression means that you strongly dislike or you cannot tolerate something. He can't stand being interrupted. That's it. Let me know if you found this useful. I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Until then, bye.